Okay, so this is where we left off in the last video I made, which was 8 months ago. I've been gone for a pretty long time, and it's because I've been going through a training arc. Like, the amount I've been drawing is actually absurd, bro. Like, it is actually crazy. Like being here now, a full year of drawing is it's just insane, bro. I don't know how to express how I feel about it. It's crazy. And yes, I drew every single day I drew of the entire year. So yeah, it was pretty hard because sometimes I'd get sick and I'd still draw no matter what. I'd still draw something, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like, I wouldn't do like a full fucking page every day if I was like sick, obviously, but most of the days I was doing like 3 to 4 pages a day. And then I've eventually got up to like 5 pages, which was ridiculous, but yeah. Also, these drawings at the start were so bad, bro. Like, the amount I've improved over this past year is just insane. Like, oh my god, these drawings just look so shit. Like, it's good to know that I've improved because I can clearly see it, because these drawings there's so much off about them, I can tell it straight away. So that's a very good sign that I've improved a lot, like a fuck ton. But yeah, around day like 150, I like figured out a way to make my hands last longer, you know what I mean? So I was only able to draw like 2 pages a day, or like 1 page maybe, if it depends how sore my hands were on the day. But on like day 150, I started doing push-ups, and dude, this shit was a game changer. Like, I started being able to draw like 3 and 4 to 4 pages a day, just because I was doing push-up. And then I eventually got up to 5 pages, but there was a lot of pain in between that. And there still is. My hands, like when I wake up in the morning, there's like constant pain in my hands until I start actually warming them up, you know what I mean? So I still have pain, and the carpal, especially the carpal pain. The carpal pain is fucking not fun at all. But the fact that I achieved this with this hand pain means anyone can achieve it without hand pain. So if you have no hand pain, and you're not drawing, and you're not like doing stuff with your hands, please do, because you're just insulting me by not doing stuff, okay? Actually grind, bro. Like, put time into stuff, trust. It'll make you more valuable as a human. So, and trust me, whenever I lost the ability to use my hand, like in 2023, and I had no value to me at all, like I was literally just dead basically, bro, it's the worst feeling in the world. Like, you want to have value to you. Like, having value as a human is one of like the best feelings, or just knowing you're good at something is like one of the best feelings of all time. So even if it's like a game or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, but around this time I was practicing drawing with my right hand because I wanted to be able to draw more, and my left hand was only able to draw for a certain amount of time, right? And I'd just get sore. But if I could like balance the two in like my 2 hands, like just use the left one until it's tired, then use the right one until it's tired, and then I could go back to the left, you know what I mean? I could draw more, so that's why you'll see like random shapes and shit. Also, for like every page you see of faces in this video, there's a page of gestures. So like I do, like the way my drawing would work is I'd draw a page of gestures, and then I'd draw a full page of faces, or like random body parts or something, you know what I mean? But mainly it was like 6 faces per page and like 4 gestures per page. Like, so that's the way it worked. And by the way, if you want to copy that strat, you should, because I can draw a body like without any reference at all, near enough perfectly. So, well, not perfectly obviously, but it's very close. Like, it's very good. Also, around this time I was starting to draw like anime stuff. Like, I was mainly doing realistic like portrait studies. Like, I was just like studying real life the entire time, right? And occasionally, because I do want to do anime stuff, I want to like stylize it with realism, like anime style with realism. And so obviously I have to learn anime style as well, right? So I just drew a bunch of random stuff I found on Pinterest from like anime like art or whatever, but some of it was AI, which was pretty annoying. But yeah, the realism, bro, drawing from like real life helps so much. I don't think you understand. Like, you kind of need to, because you need to know the fundamentals before like you can break them, right? And I see a lot of people literally just making their own style from the get-go, like when they just start picking up art, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Like, you can do it, but it doesn't make sense, right? Because if you don't understand how the face works or how the body works, then what are you stylizing, right? So also, I'd highly recommend anyone who's watching this video to do like gestures every day if you can, okay? And I'd recommend you do them slow, like take your time with them, because most professional artists, like, they say to do them in like 2 minutes, which is ridiculous in my opinion. But yeah, just take your time with them, and you'll get good at anatomy really quick. Okay, so around like day 150 is when I got an ink pen. like finally. And the ink pen I got was kind of shit though, because it was so thick and it was so like, the ergonomics on it was just like shit in my opinion. Like it was so awkward to hold compared to like the pencil I was using and the mechanical pencil I was using. But yeah, the things I drew with it were okay. I didn't really like using it. Like towards the end, like on my last sketchbook, which obviously is like 2 sketchbooks away, I was drawing only in ink. Like I wasn't drawing any lines, no guidelines, anything. I was just drawing the face straight down with my right hand, and that was how I was practicing with my right hand, which was really fun, by the way. Like very good practice. And I'd highly recommend you just draw straight onto the page without any fucking without any guidelines and with an ink pen. It's so fun, bro. Obviously use reference, but yeah. Also, yes, at the start of the video, I had fucking, how much? I finished 6 sketchbooks, which is ridiculous, bro. Like 6 sketchbooks in 250 days is pretty fucking insane in my opinion. And then I moved to digital art, which digital art was pretty hard to get used to. Like it was, man, at the start it was a struggle, especially the coloring, because I didn't even color on paper, basically. I just colored some eyes in occasionally, and that was it. Like I didn't even, and I did like some of the worst pencils of all time, so I didn't even have good markers or anything for paper. So, but whenever I moved to the tablet, bro, oh my god, the coloring process took me forever to get. Like it took me until like over day 300 to actually draw something like color something decent. So yeah. Also, a lot of the drawings you just saw were like created like a few pages back, because my eyes were sore at the time, so I literally just couldn't look at a screen, so I was just drawn from imagination, which is honestly pretty good, and I wish I drew from imagination more. Like they're not that bad at all, but yeah, I just kind of stopped drawing from imagination. Okay, so whenever I drew this on day 190, I was generally in shock because of the difference in skill level between like day 40 and now. Like bro, I improved so fucking much, it's insane. Like I was generally in shock. I even posted on Twitter because I actually couldn't believe I drew this. Like oh my god, it does look really good still, even now though. But bro, the difference between day 40 and day 190 is wild, bro. Like what the fuck. Even just the line quality in general, but the stylization just looks so much better. Oh my god. Yeah, but this is really where I started to see like a consistency in my stylization, and just like my art was just getting so much better. Like I felt like I could just draw stuff and it looked good straight away, you know what I mean? But I did start stylizing. Like I know you're supposed to, so whenever you're studying, you're supposed to like just copy it straight, right? You're not supposed to stylize or do anything. But I just started stylizing because it looked better. I don't know why, but that actually might have hindered my improvement, maybe. I don't know if that affects it, but I don't know why I started stylizing, but it did look a lot better than the references. So I was basically just improving the references, but I might have hindered my art gains, but still. Right here, you see around day 200 here, you're going to see a lot of like actual semi-decent drawings, so yeah, that's the good news. You don't have to watch any more trash. You might have noticed, but I started drawing a lot more male faces because, dude, I was like, even my gestures, like even now, I still can't draw a male body very well because I was mainly just drawing female gestures the entire time, bro. Which it's just not good, honestly. But yeah, male faces though, I did draw a lot of those, so I can actually draw a male face pretty decently, luckily, because this is where I was practicing male faces a fuck ton. And I was still obviously practicing anime style, and mainly 95% of my drawings are with reference, by the way, and 95, like I'd say 90% of them are from real life, so pretty good practice in my opinion. So my training arc is basically done now as I'm making this video, or like recording this audio, so yeah. By the way, this sketchpad I was drawing in had like really thin paper for some, like it was like not very good quality paper, but it had 90 pages, and man, that shit took forever to get through. Well, not really, it took like maybe 3 weeks to get through, which is pretty insane, honestly. I mean, I was drawing like 4 pages a day for every day, but still, or 5. But bro, the other ones I was drawing in, the ones with the black cover, they were like 80 pages, so that means I probably did over like 400 pages of drawing. So if you want the same results as me, you have to put in the same effort as me. You have to fill 6 sketchbooks, full to the brim, bro, if you want to get to my level, easy. Which is not hard to do, you can easily, if you have healthy hands especially, oh my god, it's fucking easy, bro. It's just time in, that's all it is. So. Also, anyone that says like, I have like talent or something, dude, you're just insulting me. That is a pure insult to me. Like, talent does not exist, bro. It's just time in. Like, there's no such thing as talent. Obviously, for me, it's gonna be harder for me to improve as much as someone who has healthy hands, but I don't, like, does that mean they're more talented than me? No. Like, a talent doesn't exist, bro. It just doesn't exist. It's just the human brain, everyone has a brain, and if you have a brain, then you can improve like me. That's literally all it is, okay? Just put the time in and actually study, like focus. Don't just doodle and just don't use it. Like if you don't do like smart practice, obviously as well, you're not going to improve the same amount as me. I didn't need study. I was just drawn from real life. That's all I did, and I improved this much. So if you want to improve as much as me, just put the same amount of time in as me and just draw from real life, and you'll be as good as me. And like whoever made the word talent, I felt like they were just like trying to gatekeep like skills. You know what I mean? Because like if like all the normal people knew that all like gaining a skill is putting time into it, like you have, as long as you have a brain, bro. And I'd obviously, there's a bunch of niche things. Like I think eating healthy is very important for building skills. Sleeping is very important for building skills. And obviously the more you learn about building skills, the better you'll get at building them, right? Because like I've built so many fucking skills, so obviously I've like more knowledge in this than like the average person. So whenever I go into this training arc, I already went through like 3 training arcs before this, so I already knew what I needed to do to get good. Okay, so this is the last page before I moved on to digital art, and it's around like day 253, I think, whenever I switched to digital art. And man, it was so like, I felt like I like lost all my skill or something, or not all of it, but I couldn't draw. And I think it was mainly because the G pen was so weird compared to like a pencil, and I was so used to the pencil for like just drawing in general. So it took a good like probably like a week, 2 weeks maybe, to get used to digital art and drawing there. And I think I should have just drawn more gestures and drawn just what I was doing on the paper instead of trying to color stuff, because I think I spent way too much time like trying to render and actually create artwork straight away. I was like, I had a bit of ego, I think, and I was like, I can just start making illustrations, I can just start like drawing really good, you know what I mean? But in my opinion, it doesn't work like that. You have to actually, whenever you switch to digital art, you have to just start practicing drawing, right? Like it's not like paper, it's completely different than paper. So my drawing ability just needed a bit of practice, and then I would have gained all my skill back straight away. And that's what I did do eventually, but I did waste a bit of time trying to actually start coloring and rendering stuff. And most of the stuff at the start just kind of sucked balls, honestly. Like even the line work was just terrible. I don't know why. And I do know why. It's because I was using a G pen instead of a pencil, but still. Also, this is where I started going into grayscale, and the brush I was using was obviously a hard brush, and I didn't have a painter's brush because I didn't know how to get one. So yeah. So the art style I was trying to go for was something like Suisha does. If you know, he's like the author to Tokyo. I really like the painting art style and the realism mixed with anime art. And for some reason, I just couldn't find the brush. It took me until like day 323 or something like that to find a normal hard round brush. I think it's a hard round brush, right? The Photoshop one. It took me that long to find that brush. And I was trying to paint with a really fucking bad brush. Like it wasn't made for paint. You can probably paint with it, like probably professionals can paint with it. But bro, it's like hard color. It's just like a hard color brush, and there's no like opacity or anything. So like, it was just a hard color. So I had to like obviously blend it or something, or to get the painting style that I wanted. And dude, this shit was so demotivating. I didn't even want to color anymore. Like I went for like 30 days or something without coloring. I just started drawing. I just gave up on coloring. I actually thought I sucked at coloring, so I was actually about to give up on it. But as you'll see later in the video, I finally found the fucking brush that actually suited my style and felt good to use, you know what I mean? I don't like the hard color style. Like I could have easily just done basic ass anime illustrations. Like I could have just like done like the one shadow, one fucking light source, and then it would have been like, oh my god, great, masterpiece. I think the anime art style is kind of boring, like the anime illustration art style. Like I prefer the more chaotic shit, like the painting. Painting is just so fucking fun, man. Like I can't even express how much I love painting compared to just the normal anime style art. So, and honestly, anime style art is so easy, bro. Like it's just the base color, and then you have the mid shadow, and then you have the darker shadow, like the actual like under like the chin or whatever, like that sort of shadow, you know what I mean, where it's actually dark, and then you have a light source most of the time. Like, sometimes you don't. Like, obviously neutral light situations are like actual cancer to paint. I actually can't stand painting neutral light situations even now. They're really hard to paint. But yeah, as you just saw, I did like a ram illustration, and dude, the perspective's good. Okay, I did really good. Like from imagination, that's pretty good. Okay, obviously I had a reference picture for ram, so I knew what her design was like. But dude, the color in it is so boring. Like, if I had the painter's brush back then, oh my god, bro, I couldn't find my style, and it's because of the brush. It was literally just because of the brush. If I had this brush the day I opened Clip Studio Paint, it would have been GG's, bro. I'd be way better right now. So it's just unlucky that it took me this long to find a brush. And dude, this is one of the rare occasions where the brush actually matters and makes a difference to the artist, right? So like, it's just unlucky, honestly. But like, bro, oh my god, around this time I was so frustrated because I had like a month and a half left and I couldn't fucking find the brush, man. And you can see what, like, I'm trying to paint on the face, I'm trying to like mix colors, but I keep using the blur tool and a hard color brush. Like, it was just a mess, bro. Like, it was so bad. And especially look at if you see this Annie one, like if you know who the VTuber Annie is, bro, it's such a mess. Like, what the fuck is that? It's so bad. And I did the Jinx one, bro. I just give up. I actually just give up. I couldn't care anymore. I was like, oh my god, I'm so pissed. So that's why I just started like drawing stuff for fun, and yeah, just more gestures. But then finally, bro, finally I found the brush, and look at this masterpiece I created straight away. First try. This is my first painting, bro, and I used no lines. First painting. It's of very anime, obviously, and I had a good reference for it as well. But bro, this was my first painting, and dude, it just showed me how much potential I had if I actually had found the brush earlier. I was so tilted. Oh my god, bro, it was so annoying. Like, if I had found this brush on day like 270 or 260, I would be way better now, like 100 times better. But bro, as soon as I used this brush, I fucking knew. I was like, this brush feels so good to use. Oh my god, it's just thinking back on it is so triggering, honestly. But I'm really happy with my first painting. Obviously, it's super good. But the ones after were kind of bad, in my opinion. Like, the Makima one was pretty shit. The Himmel one was okay. But yeah, towards the end, I actually started finding my art style. And dude, it's mainly because of this brush. This brush, like, this basic, I think it's the Photoshop basic hard rain brush. Dude, it is so overpowered. It's so good. Oh my god. And it's just what I want. It is what I wanted in a brush from the start, right? I wanted the painting art style. And I thought I was a shit at painting. But I was using the wrong brush, bro. Like, I was like, why am I not getting the same results? I'm putting down the same colors. I'm like doing everything all these other artists are doing, and it's just not working, right? Whenever I found that brush, I just knew. I was like, this is it. I found the brush, finally, bro. But yeah, towards the end here is kind of messy. I was trying to like create something like really good, and nothing would come out like perfect. And dude, I found the brush way too late. If I found the brush earlier, I would have been so fucking free. But still, the paintings towards the end here are not bad, okay? So I'm not like totally tilted about it. So I'm pretty happy with the results, honestly. Like, as you can see, like, the paintings are pretty good, especially for someone who's only picked up painting like for like a month and a half now. I've been painting for a month and a half and I'm this good already. So imagine what I'll be like in like a year from now. Oh my god, I'll be so good, bro. But yeah, I was just painting random stuff I saw online, and just using real life references, because that's the best way to improve your painting, in my opinion, as per usual. I think real life is just the best place to study from. But I did errors from Mushoku Tensei, but it kind of looks goofy, and I didn't use reference for this. I only use reference for obviously what she looks like, right? I need to see the way the bangs looked and all that, you know what I mean? But yeah, these paintings towards the end here are pretty nice. I was kind of sketching stuff, seeing if I want to actually color, and then eventually I'd get around. If I was like, oh, this looks good, I'll paint this, you know what I mean? But I just drawn a bunch of shit. I drew Naruto, Kakashi, and Sasuke, by the way, as well. But I obviously used someone else's like drawn for this. And then I did this painting. Now this painting is actually really fucking good. This is like my favorite one I've done so far. And it's because it just suits the style. It's like chaotic and it's just good. I also really like the way I drew them out in that, or like colored them out in that painting. It's so satisfying. But yeah, I drew Makima, and dude, I used a reference for this, like not an actual reference of Makima, but I used a reference of like a person. Actually, I'll show it up on screen now. But that's why like the top of her head is cut off. So yeah, but it's a pretty cool painting. It's not bad. I still need it, bro. I still need to improve my art style. Obviously, it still looks kind of goofy because I haven't fully found my style yet, but I'm getting there, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is the last thing I painted, and it's of Toka. Honestly, it's not that bad. I think it's a pretty decent painting, but I still have a lot of work to do, bro. Like, there's so many things I just don't like about it, but at the same time, I know I've only started painting for like a month and a half, so it's not the worst, right? Yeah, but basically, this is gonna be the end of the video. I've been gone for an extremely long time, and I do want to start making content again. Maybe I'll actually make some videos on how to improve an art and actually go into more like detail on it, because I feel like a lot of people gatekeep information, and especially with this fucking brush. This brush took me way too long to get, bro. Although everyone was telling, like, I remember watching like Marco Bucci and who's the other one I was watching, Cynic's Designs, is that them? I don't know, but they were talking about the Photoshop hardware brush, and I couldn't find it, bro. Like, it took me so long to find it, and they were like, the brush doesn't make the artist. So I thought maybe I was just shit at art, and I was like, maybe I should be able to paint with this hardware, like this hard color brush that like doesn't have any opacity. But that's just not true at all. It's like near enough impossible to paint with that as a beginner. So, and it just didn't feel satisfying to use at all, because you probably have to like switch between that and a soft brush or something. Because I was just using a flat out hard brush, I think. But bro, the Photoshop hard round brush, I think that's what it's called, is god tier. Like, that's how I've been painting all these illustrations. Is that what you call them? I don't know. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, make sure to like and sub, and I appreciate you watching till the end. You're a homie. So yeah, if this video gets like 100k views, I'll show like every single gesture I drew, every single page I drew for this year challenge, if you want, okay? But that shit will take like a full day to render, and it'll take me like a full like 2 weeks to make, because there's that much drawings. Like, I only showed like 30% of my drawings in this video, honestly. Like, I drew that much. Like, the amount I drew is absurd, and if I showed it all, it would take probably about an hour, and this video would be an hour long if I actually showed all the drawings, yeah, like for like 5 seconds each. So it's a good thing I didn't show them all, right? So I just picked out some of the best ones, and that's all you saw. So obviously I have bad days as well, so I didn't even show like most of my bad days. If I showed you most of my bad days, you'd be like, holy shit, like this art sucks. But yeah, anyway, I enjoyed this challenge, and I will keep pursuing art until I got at it. So wish me luck. 07